Now that I have my grid drawing done and approved, I'm ready to trace it onto good, clean white paper. So I have my grid drawing and I have a nice clean sheet of 12 by 18 drawing paper. I want to put the paper on top of the grid drawing, and then I want to put a light under it. So I could either hold it up to a window to get the sunlight to come through, or I could use a light box if that's available to me. And the light box works best if you darken the room. Same thing with the window. The window works best if you darken the room. So we're going to darken the room, and then you can see right through the paper in order to trace. When you trace, you want to hold your pencil back away from the lead so that you trace lightly. If you don't trace lightly, if you trace too dark, it's going to indent the paper and you'll have lines that you can't get out when you go to shade. So we want to trace nice and lightly. And I'm going to show you the difference. So I've traced the edge of the glasses lightly, and I'm going to trace with a lot of pressure. See, I'm holding my pencil differently now. With a lot of pressure, the areas around the eye, I'm going to trace these darkly so that I can show you what happens when you shade. Okay. So I didn't trace the whole thing. I just traced a portion of it so that you could see the difference when we shade. So again, the areas around the glasses are light, and the area where traced lightly, and the area around the eye and that part of the face is traced darkly. So now when it's time for me to go do my shading, when I go to add that value and blend it, where I traced darkly is going to come back to get me, because you'll see in a minute, the lines that I traced darkly are indented, and it's going to cause problems with my final drawing. So I'm going to shade this, and I'll be right back. Now that I've added some shading, you can see what happens if you press down too hard. So you can see these white lines that get left, and there's no way to fill those in. So if you press down too hard when you are tracing your drawing, you're going to end up with white lines on your paper, and the only solution is to start over. So make sure to trace lightly.